If you're just joining us, I would strongly advise that you go through part one if you haven't gone through part one, because this is part two. We were focusing on the autoimmune diseases in business. And we started part one by saying that when it comes to wealth creation, two things need to happen. Number one being you need to be in business and then investment, one leg business, the other leg investment. And not just that, we sectioned out business with the functionality that for business to actually work, two things need to be present: the driver or the creator and the entity. So a lot of persons are focused on ensuring that the entity is beautiful, the entity is okay, doing well, but forgetting the fact that the most important piece is actually the driver. So if the driver is not operational, the entity will just be a waste. And I'll bring it in two different contexts. Context number one: there will be no need for you to say you are a lawyer, right? When you don't build yourself as an individual, the law will not be effective. Let me use another scenario. For us to have a fashion designer, two things need to be present, right? Using an angle in fashion and design. That's a sewing machine and the individual. If there's a sewing machine and an individual that is not good, the fashion designer will not be that effective. If there's a sewing machine and an individual that have built himself in patterns, in designs, in colors, it will be an epic designer. Why am I saying this? The ultimate focus. I'm not downplaying the entity, but I'm saying if you focus on building the driver, the entity will take care of itself. And when it comes to these diseases, they come to attack the driver. So when they attack the driver, you see the results in the entity. But because you don't know this, you begin to focus on working on the entity, but not knowing that the driver is the problem. So on part two, we're focusing on one of these autoimmune diseases, and it's very important that you understand how exactly you can be able to protect and immunize yourself. And we're discussing no other than offense. The last time we talked about envy. And like I said, with the autoimmune diseases, they attack the heart. The greatest mistake you can have is to believe that the function of the heart is just to pump blood. No, 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 no. That's level one. The heart does a whole lot aside from pumping blood. And you see, when it comes to this autoimmune disease, they have two gateways to which they are activated. The first is your eyes. As far as you can see, there's a high chance that offense will come in. As far as you can hear, there's a high chance that offense will come in. But what in the world is offense? I'm not going to assume that you know. Let's go into it. Now, offense is of Greek origin, meaning scandalizo. And that's the Greek name scandalizo. The meaning, it means a trap. So when you look at this word, this is offense in action. It means that by virtue of you wearing this cloak, permit me call it a cloak, this cloak of offense, you have trapped yourself. And whenever you trap yourself, who is in harm? It is you. I'm, I'm, I'm saying this because you see the autoimmune diseases, nobody is immune 100% to it. So you might say, this thing you are saying, me, no, I don't have offense. This is not for me. Hold on, hold on. Right? Like I said, all these diseases they can be inside you for years, waiting for a trigger to activate them. So hold on. But all I'm saying is, when you wear this cloak, you're in a trap. And once you enter this trap, you begin to harm yourself without you even knowing it. Stay with me. All right? Just stay with me. Now, offense is an emotional state or response resulting from displeasure, hurt, anger, outrage, usually caused by the words or actions of other people. So somebody greeted you a certain way, and that was displeasing to you. You have entered that emotional state, which we call offense. So somebody hurt you because you trusted the person. You have entered that emotional state, which we call offense. So somebody did something that annoyed you. Maybe by virtue of business, so you are transacting with the person and the person did not keep to his or her word. So it got you annoyed and there was outrage. That emotional state and your response is what we call offense. And it can happen to anybody. You see, the root cause of offense is self. And that's why I said it is inside you. You see, Sigmund Freud of blessed memory, a well-renowned psychologist, focused and propounded the psychodynamic psychoanalysis school of thought. He said the human mind is divided into three angles: the id, the ego, and superego. Right? But you see, the ego is the one that controls the self. Gong gong, how we say it. And what you see there is that the ego is what makes us have this sense of feeling. Okay, let me use a more basic analysis so you get it. There are instances where you hear somebody will say, I'm trying to massage this person's ego. Because they massage your ego, there's the way you behave. And people know that there is something they will say to you that will hurt your ego, and there's the way you behave. All of that is rooted to self-esteem. And that is why if you're able to control your ego, people say you're humble. If you can't control your ego, they say you are proud, right? But all I'm saying is that the root cause of offense is self. So the man is offended because he had a perception, or there's a way he had looked at himself, and now you're making him look less of himself, or you are harming or affecting the image that they have within them as regards to their identity. So they are offended. Why will you talk to me that way? Why will you do this that way? Why will you do that way? So the foundation of offense is simply disappointed expectations. That's the foundation for it. Because I was expecting Nkechi to do like this, and Nkechi decided to do the other way. Now I am offended. So when the expectations, there's way my husband is supposed to behave, there's way my business partner is supposed to behave, there's way my friends are supposed to behave, and they don't behave that way, I am offended. And you can trace it back and check when was the last time you got offended or annoyed or hurt or displeased. It's because somebody, you expected the person to behave a certain way and they behave the other way, and you're like, "Oh, come on." That reaction is offense. And as I said, this thing is within you. It might be loud, it might not be loud, but it is within you. So let me give you some facts about offense. My goal is number one, for you to identify this thing. And then number two, to know how to immunize yourself from it. Now watch this. Offense does not bless the victim at all at all. Classical example, let's start with Jonah. Now, God told Jonah, hey, my people, I want to have mercy on them. Please go tell them to do this, and then it's all good. And Jonah was like, after all they've done, just like that, Jonah refused. Jonah was jumping, dodging God, dodging God. Why? Because he was offended at God. No, why would you do that? And guess who was the victim that was at harm's way? Obviously, Jonah. He had to beg and say, okay, sorry, I'll do your will. I'll do your will, right? But you look at the incidents that were happening to him, offense, same thing, John the Baptist. Like, John the Baptist, the greatest of them all. You can't use women to come and waylay John the Baptist. No, it will not work. You can't use money. No, it will not work. Eh? You can't use all these vain things. It will not work. He was built. But what was used against him? Offense. And I dare say, I know the Bible did not expand on it. First visitation, his disciples came and said, Jesus is doing his things and all of that. And this guy is your cousin brother, but now wow, now so now they do. And he will just wave it. His disciples will come again. Jesus did this, he'll wave it. Third time, wave. Fourth, fifth, sixth. Because there's power in consistency. And he had exposed his gateways to those information. And he became offended and said, go and tell that my cousin brother, is he the Messiah? Or should we expect another? Is he not aware? That is me that announced him to the world. So it ended up destroying him. And like time will fail me to mention businesses that offense have crippled, men and women that offense have crippled. You see, the ease and extent to which you react to things is how easily you can get offended. Somebody steps on you, somebody, says something, or they're just doing their own thing, and then you're picking offense. That shows you how easily you can be triggered when it comes to offense. Somebody makes a post, it's not relating to you, but you pick on it and you're offended. When you're offended, Satan plants thoughts. He also helps you plant thoughts of revenge. He sows it in your heart. You don't see anything but that. I'll give you a classical example. Sometime in junior secondary school too, an incident happened, and I wanted to summarize. Let me tell you the story. Let me summarize. Let me tell you the story. So here comes our English auntie, comes to class, and she's like, "Why is the class not swept?" And the girl said, "It's the boys' turn to sweep." And she was like, "Where are the boys?" And I stood up and I said, "Okay," like I was the only one standing up. So I now said, "Ah, guys, wanna no be boys? Come on now, let's stand up." And she picked offense. Now, I did not know what she was going through, but she picked offense as regards to my action. Now, lesson number one. When somebody is hot, there is a high chance that them being hot is not by what you said, but it's them reacting to what is going on within them. So she said I should come out and I should drive machine. Now, if you don't know what it means to drive machine, don't worry. But I rode that bike for 2 good periods. And she took me to the staff room, she flogged me. But when that incident happened, right, two things happened. In a state of offense, she did not hurt herself, she also hurt me. And she left me scarred. Fast forward, senior secondary school, 3, her son joined an organization I belong to. And I made it a point of order that if he crosses, just small, crosses my path like this, game over. But guess what? He was dodging my path. He was dodging my path. God was saving him. Now, long story short, it was good. We made peace and nothing happened. But when I got to meet her to have this conversation, it was like 300 level, 400 level. And I spoke to her. I said, "This is what happened, and this is what happened to me by virtue of your experience." I said she can't remember. You? You put me in bondage and you can't remember. Lesson two. You can be offended and you're the only person that is actually aware that you're offended and you are in bondage. But you see, when you are offended, Satan plants thought of the only thing you're seeing is revenge. It makes you blind. You can't reason. You can't reason again. You look in the Bible. I'm a Christian, so can't do without the Bible. So you look in the Bible, the Pharisees and Jesus. Jesus was good. He didn't do anything evil. But how come you guys were so blind to the good things and you're just looking for angles? And Jesus, should we do to Caesar or should we do to God? Which one should we? Just looking for a way to just make everything look bad. Why? Because offense. This same thing we have been doing. This guy comes and now he's doing that, calling him king, calling him this, calling him that. Offense. And you need to understand that you can be on your own, doing your own thing, JJ, and somebody is offended at you, but that should not make you stop. Keep doing what you're doing. You see, offense takes away your joy and peace. No joy, no peace. You're restless. If you hear the name of the person that triggered that offense, or you are exposed to the atmosphere, the event, or it just takes away peace, anger. You see, people can be laughing, right? You're in a group, people are laughing. Maybe it's with relation to that person you're offended at, and you're asking, why are you laughing? What's funny? Like it's a joke that you are supposed to laugh, but because it is tied to that scenario, it's not funny. Like it's not funny, right? But you see, most of the problems that they are rooted on offense, or most of the smoke you see, the fire is offense. You see bitterness, you see heartbreak, you see anger, you see people losing deals, losing transactions, right? It is offense that is stirring it. And it can be so subtle and it can at the same time be very, very loud. So do not be quick to say, oh, this, oh, There are some persons they can't see eyeball to eyeball. Presidents can't see eyeball to eyeball because of offense. CEOs can't see eyeball to eyeball because managers, partners, and offense is so deadly that you see, they can even take you to the hospital. They can take you. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to. I wrote it somewhere. So let me get this right. I'm trying to look for it. Yeah, I can't get the exact fact, but the Bible says a broken spirit dries the bone. Right? That's offense. So the spirit is broken, dries the bone. That they can take you to the hospital and they are diagnosing you for cancer, but it's not cancer you have, it is offense. They are diagnosing you for high blood pressure, right? It's not BP that is taking you there, it is offense. Why? Because you're having an issue with your brother, you're having an issue with a business partner, you're having an issue with your wife. They can even take us, his kidney is not kidney that is offense. But you see, no system can scan it. It's only you that can be honest and audit yourself. And offense, offense is one of the autoimmune diseases that God Himself, He takes it personal. I will explain. You see, when you wear the cloak, before wearing the cloak, God sees you as, oh, my son or my daughter, dear son. You wear this cloak as a businessman. Guess what happens? God remembers the first person that wore the cloak. It's not Cain. Because Cain was offended at God as regards to how he was relating with his brother. Cain was not the first. The first was Lucifer. So whenever you wear this cloak, he now sees you in that Luciferian costume. And guess what he does? Lucifer again really takes it personal because he knows that from offense it will lead to rebellion. And when he enters rebellion, it's destruction. So he won't allow it get there. It's destruction. Right? So I'm saying it so that you get this. Like I said, the goal is to destroy the driver, and once the driver is destroyed, the entity ceases to exist. The entity. So why should we attack the entity when we can attack the driver? Right? If we hit one man, the entire business goes down. So like 10,000 people goes down. Just with one man, 1,000 people go down. Just with one woman. You're getting it. That's why, as a business person, I know when I talk business, I talk career as well. You have to be cautious as regards to how exactly you immunize yourself or you gain immunity as regards these autoimmune diseases. Stay with me. We have keys that you can use to gain immunity over offense. Anybody can use these keys. Anybody. So if you're taking note or you have not been taking note, I beg you, take notes. All right? Take note, take note, take note. So let's go. Basic keys that you can work with. Key number one is that you need to know that offense will come. Right? Offense will come. Jesus made it clear. I see John the Baptist. Offense will come, my brother. But woe betide the man that offense comes and he takes him away like that. No. Offense will come daily. In the morning, offense will come. In the afternoon, it will come. In the evening, it will come. In the night, it will come. Offline, it will come. Online, it will come. From business partners, it will come. Your colleagues in the office, to come. Husband, it will come. Wife, it will come. Kids, it will come. Prepare for it. And knowing that the thing will come, you have two options to either accept it or reject it. But prepare for it. That's the most important thing. Prepare because it will come. The most important thing is to prepare. And I'll show you how you can prepare. All right, so stay with me. Do not tie your joy to what people do because people will surprise you. Oh my, write this one down. We're in the world of men. And as far as we're in the world of men, people will surprise you. They will tell you, I will do this thing. They will do another thing. When they do that, do not be surprised. Human beings will always be human beings. That's why you have to prepare for it. You're in the world of men. You cannot say, no, I would never. I've done that. Calm down. Calm down. I know you see, you've seen it all. Calm down. Day by day, we keep seeing that we have not seen it all. But do not tie your joy and peace to what people do. People will surprise you. I can even be speaking now and somebody is offended. Right? See, why is he? Why is he talking to me? It might be that I said something that sounded as if I know something about you. I don't know, right? A comedian will say, if I'm cracking my joke, and it looks as if I'm talking to you directly, maybe it's God that sent me to you. Don't take it personal. But a lot of people can take it personal and they are offended. All right. So do not tie your joy to what people do. People will always be people. So don't take anything personal. Don't. Don't take it personal. right? Don't take it personal. I would love to elaborate on this, right? But we will not leave here. Don't take it personal. Don't take anything personal. Somebody insults you, don't take it personal. What do? You remember that how this person is reacting is based on what they are feeling inside. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if somebody insults you, you're not the problem. They are the problem. They are reacting based on what they are feeling inside. Now, here's the thing, you have the ability to accept what they have. So it's like shooting an arrow, right? They shoot you an arrow. You have the ability to accept it or to just shake it off. So when you're not taking it personal, you're shaking it off. When you accept it, you're taking it personal. And that way, you'll be offended. So don't take it personal. All right? And don't assume. Always seek clarity. How do you seek clarity? Ask questions. Don't assume that your business partners are supposed to know. No, seek clarity. Don't assume that your boss is supposed to know. Seek clarity. Don't assume that your customers are supposed to know that they are to give you review. Seek clarity. Say, I delivered, they did not give me review. Oh, hold on, hold on. Seek clarity. Do not assume your husband is supposed to know. Do not assume your wife is supposed to know. Seek clarity. It is very, very key. Seek clarity. Do not assume that they are supposed to know. And finally, if you are offended at someone, go and iron it out. Go and meet the person and iron it out. Because most of the times you can be offended at the person, they will not know. And you are in a trap. Remember that rat. You're in a trap. So how do you sort it out? You go and iron it out with the person. That's how you sort it out. But the worst thing that can happen is that you say no, 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 no. And anytime you see the person, you are hot because you're in a trap. Anytime you hear the person, you're hot because you're in a trap. Right? How then can you enjoy this thing called life? Because you are drying yourself by day. And you die at a young age. Okay. That's all right. So these are keys that you can to immunize yourself. On the final note, what I'll say is this: you have the responsibility to keep your atmosphere offense free. If you have not been paying attention to anything, see this one, pay attention. You have the ability to keep your atmosphere offense free. Ah, my goodness. You can decide to expose yourself. How we say it in pidgin is now from clap, it enter dance. Number one, there are certain people you cannot, right, for your own good, permit enter into your atmosphere. Why? Because in having conversations with them, they are going to find a way to pin you down and then you're offended. Number two, there are certain videos you can watch, right? Or you're not supposed to. Who am I to say you can't do it, right? Do it. Who am I? So, but then all I'm saying is you should find a way to reduce your exposure to certain things to protect yourself from entering the state of offense, all right? From entering that state of offense. And how do you do this? It is very, very simple. You guard and protect your atmosphere, as easy as that. Who do you listen to? And what do you listen to? Very, very important. What do you expose your eyes to see? Because for everybody that you can reference to as regards to entering a state of offense, they heard something, they saw something. I've been exposed to quite a number of people that are offended. Now, I won't say they are poor, but financially they're not okay. And they are bitter at wealthy people. But you see, it's not the wealthy man that made you remain at that level. No, sir. But you're offended. Why is the man driving a Benz? Why is he driving a Maserati? Why is he driving a Range Rover? Right? Your offense will not change his state. You can write it down. Your offense will not change the person's state. The person will keep doing well and well. The challenge is your offense has trapped you at that level where you are now blind, your mind is shut, you're not open to ideas that will bless you. So even when that person that is supposed to change your life, that's why the devil loves to use offense. The person that is supposed to change your life is actually sharing ideas, granting you access. You refuse it. Why? Because it's coming from that person. Why? So it might be that because it's coming from, the root cause is offense. The root cause is offense. So it's up to you to now pause and say, okay, am I offended? Right? You check yourself. You check yourself. A while back, I was flipping on YouTube and just going through, looking at some channels that I'd subscribed to. So I'm trying to unsubscribe from because I'd like many years ago I was aligned to their philosophy. Fast forward, now I'm not aligned to their philosophy, so unsubscribe, and you can do that, right? And I saw somebody's content. The person is doing his or her thing, and all of a sudden, right, I just noticed that I was offended. Why was I bitter by virtue of what this person was doing? And I'll check. It's not like this person is the problem. Is that there's something within me, right, that is making me project that emotions. So what is the problem? I am the problem, and I have to work on myself. I, you have the responsibility to keep your atmosphere offense free. It is in your power. Do not say the devil used me. That guy is innocent. He only uses people that makes himself available to be used, right? But I'm sure you're not like that. That's why you're here. All right. I'm sure you're not like that's why you're here. So I have a brief assignment for you. Another assignment is simple. Send a heartfelt message to someone you honor. Right? Truly express gratitude. Do not use ChatGPT. Right? Do not use ChatGPT. Express gratitude. Express gratitude. Okay? Express gratitude. And that is one way you can use to admonish the spirit of offense, if I'm to call it that. That when somebody does something bad, you look at the good side. You look at the good side of that person. You major on the good side and you find a way to blind yourself to the bad side. Imagine if what John the Baptist did was to acknowledge the good side of Jesus and say, I'm proud of him. That's my cousin brother. I did the right thing announcing him. He would be able to, just shake off all the words that he had heard. And who knows, he might still be alive, right? So always look at the positive side. And more importantly, always do your best. You can't please everybody when it comes to this thing called offense. So don't try to please another person and then you displease yourself. No. The thing is, if you keep two people, you try to please one, you have to displease the other one. It is what it is. But always do your best, right? Always do your best. So thank you very much for your time. I'll see you next week. God bless you.